Prospective buyers are shown into a home for sale in Havana. The owner gives them a tour of the dining room, the brightly lit patio, and the kitchen. Ovidio Ulloa has lived here for 20 years, and he says it's time to move out.
Because this place is too big for me. I want to downsize, look for a smaller place for me and my son, and have money left over to live on.
And that's allowed in the burgeoning real estate market, with houses being sold at informal street exchanges as well as online.
It used to be possible to barter a house in a one-for-one exchange. Now, since the reform, the owners of this fixer-upper are lucky because they can sell it outright.
This palace-like home selling for $90,000 would be a steal in other markets. It just needs, well, a bit of work. Francisco Prats inherited it from his in-laws. He says President Raul Castro's reforms are necessary.
The world is developing, and this society is part of that world and also has to develop.
Drive through Havana, and the neighborhoods hark back to a more prosperous era. So do the classic cars, which can now also be sold. Since taking over from his brother Fidel, President Raul Castro has recognized the need for change, says Philip Peters of the Lexington Institute.
It's an economy that does not produce enough, and the government has been very blunt about saying that.
This land once mainly exported sugar to the Soviet Union. Now markets teem with the products of a farm sector that was revamped in the 1990s. On the streets, the reforms of the last year and a half have increased the number of small entrepreneurs. La Casa is one of a growing number of home restaurants known as paladares that have been around since the 1990s. Co-owner Silvia Cardoso reveals her secret of success.
Lots of work and trying to obtain quality products, even if it means less earnings.
Although largely for foreigners, the paladares cater to an increasingly local clientele. Cardoso's husband, Manuel Robaina, worked in restaurants before the revolution and says his business is not about profits.
I have never looked at it like a capitalist, because I have bad memories of that.
Billboards try to convince Cubans that the changes will strengthen the socialist model. Reporters also heard the message at a news conference during the Pope's recent visit by the official in charge of privatization, Vice President of the Council of State, Manuel Murillo.
In Cuba, we are updating the Cuban economic model to make our socialism sustainable.
Cuba's government blames the U.S. embargo for many problems, but the country is opening up to the outside world. And if freer markets bring demands for free elections, it may end up laying the foundation for political change for the next generation. Jerome Sokolovsky, VOA News.